Hey, Reg here, and today we're going to talk about what it means to be a follower.
This is a word.
This is a world premiere.
This is a word.
In my most recent video, I talked about people who I thought were likely candidates to step into leadership roles or to act as role models for the vegan community, or at least the vegan community that exists on YouTube. But today I want to talk about the role of being a follower, which is often underrated and what I think of as the role that carries the most responsibility in any society. Being a follower in the dominant cultural mode currently in our society is pretty easy. It means doing what you're told. It means consuming in order to support the economy. It means eating meat, even though it's not the most healthy way for human beings, at least, to sustain themselves, and often going against what's in our own best interest. But being a follower in the revolutionary sense means being willing to come together in your community and reassess and be critical of what's happening under this current dominant cultural mode and make decisions about what is really to be valued in a truly transformed society. And those are the types of decisions that can't be made universally. Those are decisions that have to be made locally within a group collectively, but also thinking about what the impacts of those decisions will be on others within communities that may not agree, on people who live in communities that are quite remote but may be affected by choices that are going to be made. For example, understanding that we have a certain quality of life expectancy in the United States, but that happens at the expense of people living in other parts of the world and at the expense of the world itself. So a community making decisions, but understanding that the decisions that are made within that community will have impacts on the larger global scale. Once a group has come together, a group of, let's say, followers have come together to make decisions about where it is they want to go, they have to have the judgment required to select those who will guide them there. Not necessarily people who will make decisions about every step that's to be taken, but once it's been decided where the group wants to go and a plan has been created that everyone can agree is going to happen according to the values of the group, then it's up to the leader to, follow the plan and help everybody get to where it is that they're trying to go. And then it also means, as followers, that we have to be willing to do our part. We have to be able to do the work, willing to do the work that's required to get the job done. Often a plan will be made, and then some of the people in the group will decide that they just don't have the energy, but they'll still expect those plans to be followed. Once you have enough people who aren't doing their share, it's going to be impossible to achieve our goals. Sometimes what happens is people stand on the outside and are very critical of what they see happening in the group by those who are doing their share to achieve the goals that the group's trying to achieve. That type of criticism can be helpful at times because it might give us a bird's eye view of what's happening. But unless that person has a full understanding and is willing to participate on some level, then that criticism from the outside is never going to have a full understanding of what the people who are trying to do the work are going through. So it's really important, if you're a follower, to actually follow and get the job done. It also means not following blindly. It also means that if you reach a point in that work where ethically you don't feel like something is right, it means being able to speak up, being willing to speak up and say, this doesn't feel right. I think we need to go back and reassess what's happening. Another thing that happens with people following a plan, followers, is that they feel that so much time has been put into developing the plan that if for any reason they see it's not working, it just seems too disheartening. It just seems like such an awful waste to have to discard a plan. But that happens all the time. It really, when you're talking about developing a new society, you're talking about doing things that have never been done before. And it means a lot of trial and error. It means a lot of going back to the drawing board. And that is just, unfortunately, the way it works. All that said, being a follower means also being willing to step into leadership role when it's required. Leadership should be something that happens fluidly. It means that at any given time, there's going to be someone in the group who just knows best how to get a particular thing done. And that might be the person who knows how to make the food, the person who knows how to run the equipment, the person who knows how to play the music that we need to listen to relax right now because we're tired. So everyone has a role to play, both as a leader and as a follower, but not to diminish the importance of being a good follower and the responsibility that comes with that role. That's it for this video. Like it if you like it. Share, comment, subscribe. This is Reg signing off. Love yourself. Peace.
And I love myself. The world is a ghetto with big guns and dick inside.